Hello and welcome back to Factorio. We are going to try and get nuclear power up and running. So I have made myself a little station here at the base. Give you an idea as to where we are. This is the end of the bus here. Sulfuric acid is getting picked up there. And the actual uranium mining is happening all the way back there. So we need to get this stuff off. And I think we're going to... And then there's a number of processes we need to do to it. I don't think I can sort of explain it all in abstract, so let's just get on with it. I've extended the bus out here, and I have set up some manufacturing for the nuclear power plant and the centrifuges we're going to need. But these are very expensive. Nuclear power plant takes 500 copper, steel plate, advanced circuits, and concrete. So I don't want to be making more than I strictly need to. So I've got this thing to only swing if there's less than one in this box. This is one of my buffer chests, which means if for some reason a nuclear reactor ends up back in the system, I want it to go in here. Actually, no, I don't want to limit that. If there's any nuclear reactors in the system, get them in here. Stop us making more. And I think it's going to put one in the box. It's going to make at least one more there, maybe a couple, but that's okay. I'm probably only going to need 4 in total. And the centrifuges are not as bad, but also quite expensive. So I've got this one set to give me at least 10 in the box. I have a requester chest here set up to ask for iron gear wheels and the concrete. This is enough for 2 centrifuges and 1 nuclear reactor. And then other than that, it's just grabbing from the belt using stack inserters. So if we power all this, I suppose what I should do is put these level 3 modules in. Let me grab a load. No, don't take them away. Don't take them away. Oh, you annoying network. Alright, where are those modules? Efficiency modules. Huh. Productivity modules cannot be used in this recipe. Why ever not? I think I definitely want my logistics to give me some of these. Productivity. Give me a stack of the level 3s. So what can I put in here? Efficiency modules. Decreases energy consumption. Speed. See, I'm not really interested in any of those. I wanted to put productivity modules in and it wouldn't let me. Fair enough. It occurred to me that maybe I should module some of these, but maybe not with the level 3s. Can I put productivity modules in here? No. So all I could do is speed it up or make them cost less electricity. So we're just waiting for these things to actually get manufacturing. Yeah, so there's 1 in there, so that arm should not swing. So I'm hoping that manufacture of that's going to stop. I think there are none in there because they're coming to me. I think I have a logistics request set up for centrifuges. only ask for 10 of them, and I'm not asking for any nuclear reactors. I think I'll plop those down manually. Okay, you can put productivity modules in these at least. Doing that because later on we're going to come along and copy that when we scale up the actual production of our rocket parts, and I want to make sure the productivities are in there. We're probably going to surround this with speed beacons as well. Alright, it's taking a while for the concrete to arrive. The problem with the concrete is we've only really got one machine making it because it needs water and iron plate and stuff, and bricks. So it's going to take a while to get our store of concrete back. That is set to keep 2,000 in there, which is enough for 4 nuclear reactors. Right, so in order to have nuclear power, you need to make nuclear fuel. And you make the nuclear fuel by running the uranium ore through centrifuges. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to output to a belt in the middle. Alright, uranium processing. So you can see there it takes 10 uranium ore, takes 12 seconds, and then its output is going to be mainly uranium-238, which is useless. And a 0.7% is going to be actual uranium. So we're going to need a number of these machines. I think if we can process 1 a second, that's going to be enough. So we're going to want 12 of these in total. And we're going to feed the actual uranium ore in on the outside. Because they need 10 inputting. So I want like a full belt coming in for each of them. Do we use stack inserters? It's a 10-second crafting time. Although I probably want to speed this up with speed beacons. Can I put efficient... Choose a recipe for assembling. Okay. Okay, I can put productivity modules in here. Create extra products at the cost of increased energy consumption and reduced speed. I think we definitely want to do that on our entire nuclear processing thing. So wherever possible, the speed modules the efficiency modules will go in, and then we will put speed modules around it. So I think if we just do this. So we wanted 12 of these. Okay, that's reasonable. Right, speed beacons. Position them so you get as many as possible touching. Now, I think I'll only put level 2 speeds beacons in. So let me request a stack of them. Right, I can start merging these things. So we only need 2 lots of it. Oops, get off the belt. That doesn't work. What is going on here? I'm doing the belts in all of the wrong directions. That's what's going on here. Right, I don't want any uranium ore on me, so let's make sure we've got that set to 0. So it goes in the trash, and it should recycle to there. Right, uranium ore is not precious, the processed uranium is. Right, do we have those level 2 speed beacons? We do. Right, so we'll make sure we pop these in. Level 2 beacons are just so much cheaper. Right, I think this... Okay, let's finish wiring up this stuff. There we go. So I can extend this down a bit. So I might want to make sure that I don't put anything else sort of underneath it. So the output from this is going to head down here. I'll leave room for like to double the amount, I think. Okay, how do I want to power this? Medium electric poles here would seem to work. I actually need that one there. And hook it up. Right, so this yellow bar is going to be extra stuff we get. But as you can see, it's mainly outputting the bad stuff. There is a chance to reprocess this stuff later, and we are going to get on and do that. So what we want is we want to filter out the good stuff at some point. And the easiest way is probably going to be if I put this here. And actually set a filter on it. Right. Good uranium wants to go to the right. But as you can see, we are filling up with an awful lot of the bad stuff. And we need to make sure the belt doesn't fill up. So we need to put that stuff somewhere. Provider chests? I'm going to make it buffer chests so it can request the stuff from the system as well. So I'm going to put down a lot of these. It's going to ask for the bad stuff if there is any in the system. And it's not going to be restricted in any way. Copy, paste, paste, double check, yes. Right, so I'm sure I've just picked some up. So we will trash that. Oh look, there is a good bit there. Our first one. So just going to use stack inserters here with... Let's get a substation down. And it is just within the logistics network. Right. Do I want to run this straight off to processing? So once you get the good stuff, there's two things you can do with it. You can turn it into nuclear fuel. If we go to crafting, nuclear fuel, which actually uses up some of the bad stuff. So 19 of the bad stuff and 1 of the good stuff, and 10 iron plate gets you 10 uranium fuel cells, and each uranium fuel cell will run a nuclear reactor for 3 minutes. So you really don't need that much. You can do nuclear fuel and rocket fuel. Okay, no. But then there's a thing you can do, nuclear fuel reprocessing. If you get 5 of the used up fuel cells and combine it with 3 of the bad stuff... No, it makes 3 of the bad stuff. So that's a way of getting some of the bad stuff back. But why would you want more of the bad stuff back? Because of this, the Kovacs enrichment process. This, to my knowledge, is an entirely fictional form of nuclear processing. If you already have 40 of the good stuff, and you combine it with 5 of the bad stuff, in 60 seconds, it will output 1 extra of the good stuff, and have used up 2 of the bad stuff. So that's what we're going to try and do. Because once you've got one of those machines running, and you really only need one of them, you've got more or less infinite... you've got more or less infinite stuff. So, for ease, I think I'm gonna... sorry, my mouse keeps messing up. For ease, I'm going to pop these in a box, I think. Is 2 enough? Probably. Because we're probably never going to get that much coming out of this system. These ones, though, I don't think want to be buffer chests. I want this to just be passive providers. Right, so any of the good stuff will end up in there. So, Kovacs enrichment. How are we going to do this? I believe it's done in a centrifuge. And we're just going to try and set up a single machine. If I can spot the centrifuge. I don't have any. I have a request in for 10. We should be making them. Okay, so we've got 2 nuclear reactors in there and 1 in the box. Yeah, I need to improve the concrete production. There we go, it's quite ugly, but we now have 4 machines making concrete, whereas previously we only had the 1. So hopefully that will let us keep up with the manufacturing we need to do. There's not power here. There we go. Now we have four machines making that. Right, let's get back to the Kovacs process. So, you could just have belts running around, feeding in the good stuff and the bad stuff. It will output the good and the bad stuff. You could send it round again and so on. You do end up with an awful lot of the good stuff stuck in the machine, because these machines have that habit of picking up enough produce for 3 times the processing. It means you end up with something like 120 bits of the good stuff in a single Kovacs machine before it actually starts producing extra. And you can see so far we've only made 21. So when that gets up, my understanding of it is we get an extra thing, but I suppose the odds are still the same whether or not it's going to be good or bad. I should put a lane balancer on this. Not sure if it makes a difference, but it'll make me happier. So we can put one there and one here. Inventory is full again. Well, I don't need all these. I don't need the concrete either. Logistics. concrete. There we go. Pick these up before they contaminate the belt. There we go, a little happier with that. So yeah, I think I definitely want to double this up. Control copy. Yeah, so you can do all sorts of fancy stuff with control wires and so on to make sure you're wasting the absolute minimum of the good stuff. I know I keep calling it the good stuff, but that's because saying uranium-235 every time is trickier. That's uranium-238. So instead we are just going to put a machine down, we're going to have bots feed it. And my hope is that that will do. Right, so we need a centrifuge, which we still do not have. Oh, I thought you were maybe bringing me a centrifuge. Well, there were 7 in the box, but that's okay. So we're going to build it here. And we are just going to have a single one, because I think that that is all that we will need. This is going to be the Kovarax enrichment process. It's going to have maximum productivity modules, and then we're also going to surround it with speed beacons. But we need room for some belts. So once again, we're filtering for the good stuff out to the left-hand side. So this thing wants an input of uranium-235 and 238, and it's going to output 235 and 238. Now we want it to output on specific directions so we can control things. So we're going to have we're going to extract with a stack inserter there. And there, and these are filtered. So it takes in 5 of the bad stuff and it only ever outputs 2 of the bad stuff. So we'll tell it to output the bad stuff onto this belt, and then it can pick up from this belt as well. So the bad stuff's always going to be on this belt, but obviously that's not quite enough. So what we want is a system that's going to add some more to the belt, but only as much as is needed. So, and this is not a perfect design that I am building, not by a long shot. So don't, this is based on things I've seen people do. So I was gonna, come on mouse. I was gonna put that something there, but then I wouldn't be able to get a speed beacon in down this side. So I think if I just put a requester chest here, request from buffers, give me the bad stuff, and 100 is plenty. So some bots are going to bring that over, and there we go. And it's going to, with a blue inserter, output onto that belt. So this is going to output 2 bad stuff. It's going to go down, get grabbed by that, and then if there's any extra needed, that will pop them out. The good stuff it's outputting is going to come out here, but we want it to feed back in. So we've fed in 40 good stuff, and it's going to output 41 good stuff. So it is, as I said, unfortunately, it's going to keep picking up good stuff until it's got 80 in here, which is very annoying. We could try and fix it with the fancy stuff that I saw people doing online. Basically, you have to use wires to control, so this thing actually counts the number of uranium it puts in, and then you have some form of arithmetic thing up here, and it ends up like putting in 40 only and then stopping. That, I think, is beyond my abilities to fully understand. I mean, I watched the video a number of times and I don't understand it, so if I don't understand it, I don't really want to build it. Maybe in the future I can just slap down a blueprint, you know, and that'll be fine. But this, at least, its output is going to go up, be grabbed by this and put straight back into the machine until there's excess. And once there's excess, it will go up here. And then anything that ends up on this belt, this doesn't need to be filtered, does it? No. This does not need to be filtered. But would it work if this was down here? No. No. Let's... I mean, I suppose I could just then be grabbing off the end of the belt. That should be fast enough to pick up whatever that thing is dropping. And then any excess will end up there. Which can then go off to fuel processing. I might put it in a storage chest. No, not a buffer and not a provider, just a storage. And then we surround this with speed beacons. And one is enough. Apparently one of these will support something like 100 nuclear reactors once it's up and running. So that one affects it, that one doesn't. Let's move this to the other side. I think it can go there just as well. I'm not lining these up very well, am I? Let me get rid of you. You, copy you. So that does affect it there. And then you can fit 2 more in there and there. Right, and we fill this with level 3 speed beacons. And a single substation will power the whole thing. There, see, so it's got exactly the amount it needs, which is 3 times that. We just need to start this with the stuff, which we can do manually. Do we have a logistics request that's going to mess us up? Yes. Oh no, that's uranium ore, not uranium-235. So, I can grab both of these. And we have 41, which is enough to start this running. So I'm just going to manually put it in. Now, if you pick it up at this stage, you destroy all of the good stuff that started processing. So, hopefully... There we go. So, everything it's outputting is going straight back in. So now there's 42 in there. This is where if you do the clever counting stuff. Once this goes through the cycle a few times, then we're gonna, well, once it goes through this about 80 times, then there's going to be enough excess in here that it will start coming out to there. Now I could put a requester chest down here, feeding in extra good stuff, just for now. And any excess will end up in that storage chest. Now what I might do in the future is actually get rid of this storage chest and just go underground and belt this off. Right, so how are we doing on power? We are doing okay. Right, so while that's going, we can try and design the actual nuclear power plant. Yep, everything appears to be going. And this thing is, of course, going to slowly eat the bad stuff. But this still might eventually back up. But so long as that backs up, once this has reached the stage that it's actually outputting, it doesn't matter.